And welcome back, everyone. It is now 49 minutes past the hour. Time for the final segment here on the Eat, Drink, Explore Market Fresh Hour. Keep in mind, there is a whole nother hour coming up. Great food, craft beer, wine, travel and tourism talk Sundays from 9 to 10 right here on this station. And this is the Market Fresh Hours Farmers Market segment, where we get some great ideas from market managers, vendors, and other players in the world of fresh produce. And today, we are speaking with a person who is the creator of a revolutionary product to extend the shelf life of the fruit and vegetables you purchase. You know, you spend your hard-earned money on this stuff each week at the farmer's market, maybe at the grocery store, or even through a local CSA. All great ways to get locally grown produce. And I do not use the term revolutionary lightly. You really need to turn up your radio and pay attention right now. I'm not kidding. This past week at the South by Southwest Eco Conference in Austin, Texas, I had the great pleasure of sitting in on a panel discussion regarding food waste and cutting-edge ways to attack this very challenging issue. It's just gut-wrenching how much food is wasted worldwide each year and the energy to create that food. And that's where I first became aware of our guest and her product. Joining us on the Market Fresh live line right now from the Boston, Massachusetts area, I believe, is Kavita Shukla. She's the woman behind FreshPaper. Kavita, welcome to the program.
Hi, Randall. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
And I want to apologize again to you. I didn't get a chance to come up and personally say hello because I had to rush out of that panel discussion, but I really appreciate you being on the show with us this evening to talk about this product. You had me riveted as you talked about its origins. You were in India visiting family. You drank some water you shouldn't have, and then what happened?
Yeah, it was pretty serendipitous. When I was in middle school, I was actually visiting my grandma, and like you said, I drank some tap water while brushing my teeth. And I was so worried that I'd get sick, and my grandmother gave me this home remedy, this kind of spiced tea. And, you know, even though I was really skeptical, I drank it, and I didn't get sick. And then I became so curious about how this mixture could have potentially kept me from getting sick that when I got back to the U.S., back home to Maryland, I started a little middle school science project to learn more. And what I actually ended up finding is that some of the spices in the mixture were really effective inhibitors of bacterial and fungal growth. And eventually, I applied what I'd learned in making FreshPaper, which is a little piece of paper that keeps food fresh for longer, but it's made only with these edible, naturally antifungal, naturally antibacterial organic spices. This
is just remarkable. And I want to say, you're in the Maryland area. I said Boston. I apologize. So this little piece of paper is infused with these spices that it had gnawed at you ever since you drank that tea in India. And when you use this, how much does it extend the life of a piece of produce that it comes in contact with?
Yeah, so, each sheet is about 5 inches by 5 inches. So it's just a tiny little sheet. Our customers actually call it like a dryer sheet because you just have to put one sheet into a refrigerator drawer or a fruit bowl or any container filled with produce, and it'll keep everything in there fresh for about 2 to 4 times longer.
Really? So, produce, especially the organic, locally grown produce, can be on the pricey side. And if you want what's just coming into season, it's always a little bit more. Or if it's at the tail end of the season, it might be a little more as well. And it's just such a bummer when you get these really great peaches or whatever it might be, and they rot on you and you end up throwing them away. If you can extend the shelf life by, what did you say, 2 to 4 times?
Yeah, it's about 2 to 4 times.
From a consumer standpoint, it's just a no-brainer that you would throw these in the drawer. But it has so many other applications as well. Let's talk a little bit about how it's being used worldwide.
Sure. Well, we actually started fenugreek at a local farmer's market, but our hope was always that, we could sell fresh paper to one day get it to people in need across the globe. Because as you mentioned, there's so many applications for something like this, especially in areas where people don't even have access to refrigeration. Right now, over 1 billion people live without access to basic electricity, and even in food banks in the U.S., there's, over 50 million Americans that are food insecure because of inefficiencies in food distribution, a lot of which comes from spoilage. So about a year ago, actually, we started a Buy a Pack, Give a Pack program where for every single sheet that we sell, we actually donate one to a local food bank, and soon we're hoping to get it to farmers in the developing world. And we already have some farmers that are using it in places like Malawi, which is really exciting for us. And most of that has just been through grassroots spread because, like you said, people just got so excited about being able to not only keep food fresh in their own homes, but to be able to support this mission and a way of helping people across the globe.
As a former news anchor, I have been the rallying cheerleader on many, many occasions when a station that I worked for teams up with a food bank to raise food around the holidays or whatever it may be. And time again, we say no perishables, make it a canned item,
Right.
make it this, make it that, because the food banks have such a challenge when it comes to the perishables. This looks like it could be at least a part of an answer to that.
We hope so. You're absolutely right. That's what I also remember growing up is that we always kind of had to bring canned food and processed food, and mostly the food that's not really the healthiest
Right.
to the people that really do need it the most.
Yeah. So it's just that's why I just got chills actually thinking about it. When I used the word revolutionary, I wasn't kidding. There's nothing else like this on the market, is there?
Yeah, we've been amazed by that as well. As you know, it started very simply and it was pretty serendipitous. I never thought that my middle school science project would be something that would eventually be in stores like Whole Foods, that people would be using it in their own homes. But what we've been really amazed and encouraged and inspired by is the number of people that have come up to us and said, I've wanted something organic and all natural, something that I feel safe using around my food, and especially people who have children. And, what they've told us also is that as far as we know, this is the first and only all-natural, organic, compostable, active packaging on the market.
So in California here, where our listeners get this Market Fresh Hour, they can get it at a local Whole Foods. Is that your main means of distribution?
Yeah, we ship worldwide through our website, which is fenugreen.com.
Oh, perfect.
And we have shipping online. And then we're in a number of independent stores and co-ops in California as well as some of the Whole Foods stores out there.
So if you don't see it, ask your grocer folks for this. Fenu is FENU green.com. And it's called FreshPaper. Pick up a pack and throw it in with the CSA box you get each week. So, Kavita Shukla, thank you so much for joining us today, really.
It's just been a pleasure.
All righty, everyone. That does it for the Market Fresh Hour. And another reminder, a whole nother hour of great food, craft beer, wine, travel, and tourism talk. Sundays, 9 to 10, right here on this station. I'm your host, Randall White, saying bon appetit. Get out there and enjoy what California has to offer.